Today, veterans from Northeast Wisconsin getting together with Nashville artists to write songs, ones that will tell the story of their experiences during time spent in the military. Maria Parmigiani finds out how these performances come together in less than 2 days.
It's Operation Song's 4th annual Salute to Green Bay. 3 very talented musical artists from Nashville help 3 veterans tell their story through song. John, an Army veteran, saying he wants his story to help others, despite the hard times he's been through.
Yeah, so all my deployments were with the 432nd Civil Affairs Battalion right here in town.
Since 2012, the nonprofit has helped over 2,000 people through song, like Mike Beyer, who now serves as the executive director. He credits Operation Song for helping him repair his relationship with his son.
We look at our song catalog not as just a regular catalog of songs, but this is a historical record of military service, from the combat soldier to the service support soldier to the Gold Star mom to the child whose father served for 20 years. We tell every perspective, and we have this collective picture of what it's like to serve our country.
Today, songs are written. Tomorrow, they're performed. The short turnaround helped by artists like Ward Davis, Baker Grissom, A.J. Cross, and 3-time Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Jamie Floyd, who's been part of this operation from nearly the beginning. Today, helping a widow tell the story of her late husband.
If you have a chance to check out Operation Song or are able to come out tomorrow night, I think you'll never forget the stories that you hear, and I hope it inspires you to live your life generously and hopefully support an organization like this.
Honoring the hearts and souls behind the Stars and Stripes. In Ashwaubenon, Maria Parmigiani, Action 2 News.
That performance happening at the Epic Event Center tomorrow night. Doors open at 5 o'clock for the silent auction. Show begins at 6:30. For ticket information, just head to our website, WBAY.com.